Something big is shifting in archery right now. Not just new bows, not a new peep sight. The entire direction of the archery industry in 2026 is changing. To how manufacturers are designing products, to what actually matters to bow hunters and target shooters this season. In this episode, we're breaking down the biggest trends to change the archery industry in 2026, what's happening in competitive target archery right now, the most talked about gear releases, and whether it's actually worth upgrading your equipment this season. If you're a bow hunter, target archer, or just somebody who wants to stay ahead of where the archery industry is heading, this episode will save you time, money, and maybe even a bad equipment decision. Let's get into the 2026 archery industry update. Welcome to the Range Podcast. I'm Ricky Bruley, and with me is Jake Hollywood Iverson. Join us at the archery range, where we'll tell stories from the hunt, discuss technical bow shooting tactics and gear, and pick the brains of some of the most successful people to ever shoot a bow. Whether you're about to shoot that X for the win or send an arrow at a trophy buck, this podcast is for you. The Range Podcast is brought to you by Vapor Trail Archery, makers of the best bowstrings money can buy, originators of limb-driven arrow rest technology, and innovators of Stokerized stabilizer systems.
Look at me on camera, right in the hot seat, trying to shoot a 60 arrow game here.
All right, welcome to the Range, everybody. This is our first episode in 2026 of the Arrow Loose series. I'm here with my co-host, Jake Hollywood Iverson. We're going to be talking about some trends that are going on here in 2026. And we noticed that there's going to be some big changes in archery coming up here for the upcoming year and for the foreseeable future. And I'm not just talking about bow releases or new peep releases or launches. We're talking about it goes all the way to, from social media to AI to all these kind of different things that we're seeing. And we got a different look into the space at ATA this year. It was different. There was a retail show, the Bowhunter Super Show. And so we got to see kind of a different side of things where we got to talk with retail customers about things that are going on in the space as well. And so we just wanted to talk a little bit about all of the things that are going on and upcoming. So Hollywood, what did you notice as far as, some of the major things that are going to be changing coming up in 2026?
What have I noticed, he asked, other than, there will be big changes, right? The hottest thing I think I've seen at the moment, social media, I already said that, but what I've witnessed here firsthand is the effect of AI on this industry. I'd say AI is not going to at the moment it's not shooting the bows for us, but it's going to stress the importance, at least right now, of going to your dealer.
It's going to make dealers that much more important.
Right. Because what I had witnessed here is, the example I've used maybe before, but I've at least relayed it to other people. Guys asking me or telling me AI told him he needs these specific half outs for his setup on his arrows. And I said, oh, really? You do. I'm pretty sure that's, this size half out, not that size. And he said, well, AI said so. And I'm like, well, did you go to Easton's website? Well, no, AI said so. And it's like, okay, dude. Well, I'm like 98% confident that it's this size half out. Let me pull up Easton's website. Oh yeah, sure enough, I'm right. So not trying to be like, oh, we're right, you're wrong. It's just go to your dealer. Your dealers are going to know more of these things than even AI, because was that you we were talking about with the ridiculous arrow setups? I think I saw it on Archery Talk. Like some guy asked AI what arrow setup he should use, and instantly it's just without much information, it's 300 spine, Easton axis, 5 mil with you know, this much weight up front. And the guy's like, you know, but I shoot 60 pounds or something. It's like, yeah, whatever draw length. But either way, it was way off.
Yeah.
You know, so that's initially 2026 what I'm seeing. You know, AI is finally leaking into the archery industry, and it's allowing people or making people to be lazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you just cut off your dealer just because you want to DIY, but then you go and use ChatGPT.
Well, yeah, and in all fairness, I feel like, I mean, we could go down a crazy deep hole with AI in many aspects, you know, as far as creativity goes, and for, you know, the things that I do, it's very scary. But at the same time, what I'm seeing is that it's really being forced upon us. Like, there's this narrative out there that's like, if you're not using AI, you're going to fall behind. And so it's like, you need to use it. You must use it. You have to, you know what I mean? Like, and I do believe that in some spaces. Like I think in marketing, AI it's a fantastic tool, but it doesn't replace experience. I think it doesn't fully replace that. So you still need that. So I think it's an enabler. I think that if anybody who's trying to get into marketing currently right now, if they solely rely on AI to move forward, it's just going to be, AI doesn't really have the ability to create anything new. I mean, I could be wrong there, but from what I understand is it recognizes patterns. And so it's based on past information. And now if everybody's using it, everything is going to be cookie cutter. Everything is going to be the same. But then it also has so much to do with like understanding and learning how to give it the proper prompts, right?
Yeah.
Like, so to your point, like that guy that built the arrow didn't specify I'm shooting a 60-pound bow. Yeah. So you can't expect AI to spit out the answer if you're not giving it the proper information. Right. But nonetheless, it is scary that it's being forced on us the way it is. And, you know, I was telling you the story the other day about how I was driving and I had a question. There was something just burning that I needed to know about right that moment, and I couldn't wait until I got home. So I asked Siri on my phone the question, and then it popped up and it said, would you like to get an answer through ChatGPT, or would you like to search the web? And so I'm like, search the web. Well, I searched the web and it gave me the AI overview response. So I'm like, what's the difference? You know what I mean? So it's like being forced on us, you know, and
it's like whether you want it or not, you're going to have it and you're going to like it.
Right. And like all these, you know, the big tech companies, they're, you know, their success relies heavily on whether people are going to use it or not. And so it drives me nuts when I do a Google search, and it instantly on top gives me the AI overview, and I don't want to do that.
Right.
I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. I do use ChatGPT for some things, but very limited. Only when I absolutely need some type of speedy inspiration. But that's what it is it's a small amount of inspiration to kind of get some thoughts flowing in my head without having to do an extensive, you know, online search to find ideas. And again, I'm not trying to justify it. I do think it's a good tool, but it is a scary thing, right? Where it's like people, especially the new generations, are relying so heavily upon it for everything.
Yeah, there's
for what arrow setup should I use? You know, that kind of stuff. It's crazy.
It's nuts. I would never. I guess I'm more. I think that's where people need to stick to their roots and be the boomer, so to speak, where it's like you need to actually do some research. You know, like I've always been that way. Like I want to dig in deep and like find the facts and like find all that stuff just because like knowledge is power. I'm not going to let some stupid computer take it to me. But, you know, that's the importance of it. You know, AI is also not going to shoot 5Xs for you either. I was just noticing there, I'm like, you know, right before this, I hadn't hardly dropped an X. I mean, I dropped one, but there I dropped two. So, like, way to go.
We are.
I'm probably just gonna shoot that bottom target to keep it clean up top.
Okay. Yeah.
Up top is like pretty much all the X's are punched out, but yet down below, almost the same, but a little dirtier. I want to keep that top target clean. But yeah, the old, I don't know. That's what I do see coming with like 26. It's just, where's AI going to be used? I mean, you already see it, like, you know, Mohawk Boy and Barnacle Man. They're using, his name almost makes that if you're dyslexic. They're using AI for all of their, like, and maybe you do too, but what are those called? Thumbnails.
Yeah.
You know, and then so there now we go into social media, the other driving force of this industry for, I mean, it has been for years now, but now I feel like it's even more so. Like, just, well, this guy's shooting it, so I should. Or, you know, oh man, we can go down that hole now. It's like the social media hole, and guys like you here that have the dialed sight, our QDX, our Victor, the new Prime, you know, the big money stuff. But I think that's where social media is good, because you see all these guys shooting a lot of pricey things. And then, is it necessary? Go to your dealer and find out. AI is going to tell you it is. But you can go to your dealer and find out.
Well, and I guess I never really thought about it that way, but that's the other shift that I think we've seen, is that people aren't afraid to spend money on their equipment.
Yeah.
You know, when we launched the Victor, we definitely were apprehensive about the cost. And I think most of it was just from outside feedback. You know, our reps were like, holy buckets. You know, we had other dealers go, geez, that's going to be a tough sell.
Right.
You know, but it's like, well, here's the deal, is we're giving our customers what they've asked for. And so with that comes a cost, and it's got a lot of very intricate parts to get all the features that archers have been asking for, but we still have other more economical options.
Well, that's the funny thing, is at the same time everyone was asking for this, we release it, and now all of a sudden they say they weren't asking for it. And they're like, oh my gosh, the price is nuts. And then their brand comes out with it, and they undercut us by $10, and the world is back at peace.
Yeah, it's funny how that works,
Am I
right?
wrong?
It's funny how that works, you know, how people cling to certain brands. And we've got guys out there, you know, defending us and doing the same thing, right? So, but again, to your point with the pricing, you know, our competitor did what any smart competitor should do, you know, and undercut by $10, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Create that little bit of added value, and if you got somebody that's on the fence about whether they want to get it. And I mean, I do the same thing, you know, when I buy something, it's like, oh, it's $10 less, I'll go with this option. It looks pretty much the same.
If we want to be margin hungry and put it at $389.99, they'd put it at $379.99.
Right. And it's like, we set the bar, and then other companies follow suit, right?
Right.
And so, but going back to what we were talking about, how people are willing to spend money.
And we're not sitting here saying like, oh, you should spend money, you should spend money. I'm saying like what you and I have talked about. You should spend money. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to find out whether is it worth the hype.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be another thing with as social media continues to grow, AI grows, I think more and more people are going to find out who's getting paid to say what and how much of it is really smoke and mirrors. Because we've been in the information age for a while. But I think I think a lot of people are starting to get kind of sick of the shove it down your throat and hear it, or, you know, follow. I think a lot. And again, that's where it's the unfortunate thing. You kind of have to go spend the money.
Right.
But I think if you do it, assuming your finances are there or whatnot, you do it. I mean, you can always sell it too. But assuming your finances are there, you can actually afford it, do it. You'll find out if it's actually trash or not. Dude, I somehow pulled 5 X's on that. Nice. This is a terrible arrow. Absolutely dog.
Yeah.
And it's pulling hard. It's
nice.
All the way cut through. So.
Yeah, that's good. I am, on the other hand, this is absolutely terrible, but I still haven't even, I tied my peep in, and then I had to move it, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm like, screw you guys. This is how I've always done it. Hopefully I don't lose an eye.
I was totally...
But I have not tied it back in again since, so. I had some people text me like, dude, you better get that thing tied in.
I'm not kidding. On Monday and Tuesday, since you had half days, you weren't here, and I was talking to the guys. I go, should I go grab some red serving and just frickin' make it super obvious and just put this huge knot around his peep just because it drives me nuts seeing it? And I was like, nah, I don't want to have his week start off like that when you actually come in.
Well, you know me, I'm pretty easygoing, and I can take a good joke, so it's not like I'd be super upset about it.
Dump a bunch of water on you.
Surefire tip of the day. What not to do. Don't drink coffee while you're shooting.
Oh, yeah. I was like, Surefire, when did we get sponsored by them?
That's just what Brooks Johnson used to say in all their old videos.
Oh. Yeah, don't drink coffee. When I did my state regional shoot, I was trying to have like a normal day. Like we talked about it on, I think, the last podcast, or one of the last podcasts. I'm going to start competing again and all this stuff. Not doing Vegas. I'm not going to go and get my lunch shoved in, and just whatever. I also don't have the money to fly to Vegas, and I was just there. Either way. I drank coffee trying to have a normal day because I shot really well here when I was having a normal day. Well, when you wake up and you have no stress or work thoughts making you mentally work, and you're just running raw off of half a cup of coffee or a full cup, apparently you shake a lot. So I was a little wound up that morning, and it's just also one of those days where my shoulders are not really feeling it. So yeah, I'm not gonna. Right now I'm raw dogging it. I'm pretty steady. So I usually don't love shooting mornings either. So if you don't suck, you also usually don't have to shoot mornings. I shot my black veins last night. 6 are green, 6 are black. Black hits 3 inches left. Yeah, I have like almost the exact same offset, helical, everything.
Huh.
Apparently it's not the exact same because those greens, you can see them, they're all sitting in an X right now. The blacks all hit to the left. What someone might see in this video is some of these terrible yip shots, though. So I say I'm steady with no coffee and raw dogging. The form is struggling a little bit this morning.
So I want to move on and kind of shift to one of the things that we really noticed at ATA, and something that we kind of got a little bit of a deep dive into, whether we wanted to or not. And it just kept it kept staring us in the face, or at least me anyway. And it was kind of unavoidable. But like social media, influencers, YouTubers, the people that are being looked up to in this space right now is absolutely driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Because you've got a spectrum, right? You've got a guy that's very knowledgeable, very influential in the space. I mean, people defend this guy like he's personality-wise, and I don't know if this is just a facade for the space in order to help create engagement, because negative engagement, positive engagement, doesn't matter. Engagement is engagement. You know what I mean? And it's how people grow their channels, which is unfortunate, and it sucks that you have to, if that is the case, it really sucks that you have to play a part instead of being genuine.
Yeah, actually being yourself.
To who you are, you know what I mean? And then you've got the other side of the spectrum where you have guys that really understand algorithms.
Yeah.
They understand how to grow a page. They understand business, but know nothing about archery.
Yeah.
Nothing about archery. And so these guys lean on each other for information, but it's just, it kills me because it's like there's so many folks out there that have a world of information, a plethora of information that would be better to put out there and also create a better face, I think, for the industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They just
like
don't know how to get their stuff out there.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to.
Or they don't want to.
Because they're not a camera person.
I mean, think about like Ben, example, our friend Ben, right? Like, he's not big out there. And I'm actually glad he's not, because if he was, there'd be people out there running around like crazy. There'd be people out there running around all over the place in all his spots.
All his hunting spots, yeah.
And it goes back to that conversation we had with Matt Singer where a guy saw his camp while he was shed hunting. He didn't actually see Matt Singer, but he saw his camp and
knew it was him?
And caught him coming out of the spot in his truck. So now he knew. Now he knows where Matt Singer shed hunts.
Yeah. So now he's like, oh, this is the spot. I'm in a good spot.
And then the guy like commented or said something to him on social media about it, and then he was like, wow, this is weird. So there's people like kind of following me around. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Again, so there's all of that, and it's I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is.
Well, I was gonna say too, but it's always been a thing for sure.
So we were talking about influencers, the current people that folks are really putting a lot of stake into when it comes to archery advice and who they're being influenced by in the archery space. And so what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like it's always been a thing. Like the old trade shows were dudes wearing bedazzled jeans, big belt buckles, and their hands out with TV shows. Yeah. And there's still TV shows, which is hard to believe, but I really feel...
Thought I heard music.
Music?
Yeah.
Oh. UPS. How's it going, man? Awesome. Yes, thank you. Verification.
One by
awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. You too.
What'd you get?
Whoa.
What was it?
Sorry. BCY and Lancaster. Lancaster Archery Supply. The home of PJ Riley.
I just figure, we can throw some of this random behind the scenes crap in there.
Dude, it's just a day at a pro shop when,
I'm excited for, I'm kind of excited for my opportunity to work in the pro shop this Saturday.
Oh, yeah. So, what we were saying.
Yes. Where were we?
Man, if this is a slow-mo, you could see my thumb go from about 1 mile out to 0 in 2 seconds. I just cranked
punching
that
it,
thing.
huh?
I guess. Taking tips from Tim Gillingham. Yeah, there's always been dudes in the industry that run around with their hands out and, have an influence. And it used to be, I feel like, a lot more nice, a lot more hunting show guys, with weird like beard, goatee cuts and whatever. And now it's just the age of the YouTube and Instagram. But I think it's obvious now that, I mean, well, a lot of guys know. They go on private land and they do this and they do that. And they have opportunities. Yeah, that's great. They have opportunities.
Pulled that one.
Did you just tell me hold on?
I said pulled that one.
Oh. It's awesome that these guys have opportunities, but guys know the TV dudes may not have actually known everything.
Yeah.
Or we're hunting, you know, the hardest of properties. You know, they all but had deer almost tied up.
Mm-hmm.
I think the same will be said and can be said, if it's not already obvious, about the social media people. Let's go pull arrows.
Yeah.
This is a terrible target for me. Yuck. Man, I just threw the PB down the drain with that. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine's
drop
getting
3?
Getting a little bit tighter. Yeah, I mean, you're all in the white anyways.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have UPS stopping in and another person stopping in every 5 seconds right now, I think I'd shoot a little bit better. But
trying to record a podcast and have intellectual thoughts while you're taking a shot.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate test.
I know, that's why I wanted it. I'm like, give it to me. We've got all these competitions coming.
Give it to me.
So if I could finish a thought on social media and people that don't know anything, I think it's definitely known that you should definitely question who is speaking and what they're speaking about. Because at least for me, I'll say I know nothing about some of our competitors' products because I don't use them. Whoa! I did not go to the ceiling. Hey man. Here, I'm back.
Gonna have to tighten that up a little bit. New Tracer pod. So
yeah. So I know nothing about that tripod. I'm not going to say I know something about it, but I think everyone should take social media people's stuff with a grain of salt. And that's where I'm circling back to spending money. You know, is the dialed sight really that great? I don't know. I mean, sorry, you might have to go spend the money, but find out. The litmus test. You know, go to your dealer, find out some of these things, talk to the dealer. You don't have to buy it, I guess. You can just go to your dealer and see what they have for product. And if they don't have it, ask them to buy it and try it out. But yeah, I think that's my biggest concern with the social media. It's the same thing as what the TV guys were. You know, not even like even Target guys can fall into that at times. I don't know so much now. Like there's some extremely smart Target people, but I've heard that some Target guys don't know how to tune a bow. So then they know how to shoot really well, but they may not know every single thing about different parts of archery. Like we know a lot about strings, just a little bit. And
just a little.
A professional archer might go, okay, those are cool strings, but they might not know the difference between this thing or that thing.
I feel like, you know, if you're going to be a pro, that it's in your best interest to understand all of the intricacies of your equipment.
Yep, I think so too.
And is it necessary? Not really, you know. But if that was me, you know what I mean? You know, you think about some of the pros in other spaces, right? Like Michael Jordan or heck, even Dennis Rodman. Like what he did in his practice sessions was study the spin of the ball so that he would know where to be when it comes off the rim or the backboard. Because that was his job, right? He's there to rebound.
Yeah.
So watching the ball spin on the shot and seeing how and understanding how it's going to come off the rim and the backboard so you know where to be, like to me that's an intricate understanding of your sport, of your space. And I think that if you're going to stand out, it's important for you to know what material is in your bowstrings.
There's a really good X that was inside out, but man, I can think for about 3 seconds. well, where that arrow needs to go, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, Dennis Rodman, he's got some cool earrings.
Well,
This is a
okay.
good test though.
So, and then before we get too far off track, I wanted to talk a little bit about what you're talking about with the dialed sight, and well, is it as good, or as people say it isn't. I'm not. I don't mean to go specifically talking about the dialed proof, but it made me think about something, because I've had people ask me questions about my equipment, and I shoot it, and sometimes like immediately I'm like, the question that gets asked is, do you really like it? Would you recommend it? And very rarely have I had to say no. If I'm shooting it, it's a good chance I like it. You know what I mean?
You like that Sawyer Sullivan swing there?
Yeah. I don't always have the opportunity to shoot everything, but at the same time, it also kind of gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling inside that people respect my opinion. They respect my opinion enough to ask that question, despite knowing that I'm probably gonna say, yeah, it's great, you should get one.
Right.
And sometimes I feel like people are just, they're just like, oh, well, you think you can get me a deal on that? Like sometimes I get that too, where I'm like, I wouldn't be doing my job representing a company if I was giving everybody a deal. Just like that's not how it works. These companies can't survive and stay alive. You have to make sales to keep going. And so, but it is interesting when people ask those questions, and unfortunately sometimes, you just got to get out and shoot it. And the best thing, any good dealer is going to have a setup where you can try it or test it. You know what I mean? Like if we didn't have one here in the shop that somebody could test, I'll gladly let you shoot my bow.
Right.
You know what I mean? With me standing very close by your side and observing. You know what I mean? But yeah, so
dealers have access to Lancaster Archery, and just like us, we didn't have what they wanted. What did we just get? An order from Lancaster Archery. Mm-hmm. And your dealer should be able to do the same.
I look like a good shot.
Yeah, and I think what we were also kind of discussing is, do you have to have the latest and greatest? And if anyone has noticed this bow at all, this thing is, I think, 6 years old now. The Super Focus, one of the OG Super Focuses. It has adjustable let-off on the mods, but it has no Easy 220, shim system. It doesn't have IMS mounting. I wouldn't want that on a target bow anyway, personally. I have some old stuff, but I feel like when you're only shooting 20 yards or maybe 50 meters.
I'm going to swing around in front of you here and get on this side.
It doesn't really matter. It still shoots as good as I'm going to shoot. This was a terrible... This was a big old yip and a punch, but it'll still shoot as good as I can.
Here I did a 10x9. She's getting there. She's getting dialed.
4x5.
So, exactly. Do you need to upgrade everything every single year? Is it absolutely necessary? I get that question a lot, and no, you don't. I mean, you can, if it's something you want to just get into and you're not sure whether you're going to like it or not, you know what I mean? There's so many used options out there, Archery Talk, eBay, call me in Hollywood. We probably got a bow we can sell you.
Oh, yeah, I was
You know
gonna
what I
say,
mean?
I was just gonna bring that up with the first customer of the day. He's got a Bowtech solution that is and was an amazing bow, and it has all the tuning features that like these companies are just now getting on. And that bow is like what, 6-7 years old now? It was 2019 or 2020 when that thing came out. Maybe 21.
Yeah.
So either way, 5 to 7 year old bow. It's an amazing bow. Mm-hmm. If you have the patience, and this is how even me working in the industry, I still run that way. I will still wait. Hello.
No, you're good. It's following you.
Come on.
It's got you. Here, boy.
I'll still wait to buy certain things. The Excel Carbon Achieve. I don't even think this is the Pro. It's just the Carbon Achieve. I don't even know how many years I waited, but it holds my scope.
Yeah.
It's all I need it to do.
Yeah.
I don't need a bunch. I love the second and third axis adjustments. I love the quick yardage changing. Sure, it's got some of those features, but I don't need the brand new one. Like, whatever, man.
Whatever, man.
Yeah. Do I have our Victor rest? Yes. That is also because I'm proving the point of what we made when we made this rest. It's for everything. It is not just a hunting rest. It's not just a target rest. It is an everything rest. I can go burger bolt, run the torque tuning, torque tune it to where it needs to be. I can run a static blade, which I am right now. I could run it off the limb if I wanted, but again, we made this rest to do literally everything, and I'm proving the point.
Yeah.
I don't know many guys that are running a Victor for a straight up target rig right now, and I also don't know many guys with a bunch of colorful strings like this. So I'm just being a freaking dink about it, but still sucking. Gaius Carter can still outshoot me. Same with Matthias Fullerton any day. Oh.
And since this is an official competition, I apologize. I'm not following the on the line courtesy rules of waiting for you to shoot before I draw back or whatever.
Oh God, I don't care, dude. If you didn't shoot, my back just cracked. Like I had a big old yip. I was able to resettle it, but the bow just came up because my back just like twitched. May as well call me Jared Fondy.
Did you cry a little bit like a little Yorkie or something? Is that what you mean by a yip?
No, I got back and I was like settling, and the bow just like went like this because my back like twitched. I had a weird muscle twitch, and I'm like, oh God, and then I bent over and it just cracked. I think that's what it was that made it sound.
So the next thing I guess is, what are some of the newest advancements as far as like target archery goes, or is there or isn't there, or techniques or anything like that that's going on in the target space right now?
Although I say I'm a target archer and I rarely compete, but this year I'm going hard in the paint. Other than the big Vegas tournament, I don't really see a lot, honestly. I don't see a lot of like advancements or movements. Like hunting, we see all these changes in tuning features, limb legs. Target bows, I feel like, are still kind of the Stone Age. Like, not a lot's moving, as far as I'm aware. What I see more than anything that you kind of mentioned, it's funny. It's been around forever, but the hot button word. Do you remember clocking arrows when Levi Morgan said that? Like 10 years ago?
Yep.
And it was just crazy. Torque tuning is the thing right now. Like, that's what I see everyone talking about.
Well, and do you think that do you think that it's trending, or that it's something that's coming back, or do you think it's just more prevalent because people, with the IMS arrow rests that we sell, you can't torque tune, but with our burger bracket, we've got a lot of people wanting that solely because they want to have that ability to torque tune.
I think it's awareness. And again, West drives east. I've said that since the day we started this podcast. I see more guys running burger bolts. This is like, we're gonna go right back around in circle and hit ourselves right in the face. I see more guys running burger bolt options on their hunting rigs now. I'm not saying I see a ton, but I also have heard a hell of a lot more than I have in the last 6 years since IMS has come around, with guys running burger bolt rests because they want to torque tune for out west shooting. High pressure, like the Prime has a poster of whoever that is shooting at that angle and whatever. Again, you don't get that here. You do in a tree stand, sure, it's the same angle, but we're just sitting in trees and shooting 20 yards or 30 yards. Out there, they're looking for the most forgiving setup they can get.
Yep.
And so I think it's like awareness of it, and back to social media, there's more people talking about it. Paige Pierce was kind of pushing that, and she is an insanely smart person.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know she's only a year older than me?
I did not.
But
I
I
mean,
swear to God, she probably,
makes sense.
like, I look at her, I'm like, you have the knowledge of like 50 years of my age. Like, it's just weird. I'm like, we're only a year apart, but wow.
So for our, listeners who are maybe new to this,
Punch that one too.
torque tuning, basically what that is it's you're basically adjusting your arrow rest closer or further away from your string. And what that does is it changes the point of contact that your arrow makes with your arrow rest. And having that in a strategic location can make your bow more forgiving because there's less effect on the arrow when the bow is torqued.
Right.
And by torque, I mean like your grip is off.
Wrist-induced torque.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or grip-induced.
So that's what that is. So there's like a happy spot where you can, you just slowly, basically what you would do is you would start with your rest as close to the riser as you possibly can, and then you go through a paper tuning process. I think most people shoot it through paper to see how the arrow is reacting, but then maybe there is some bare shaft tuning and things like that that is involved. But then you slowly, incrementally move the rest closer to the string until you find that sweet spot where you can almost torque the bow on purpose, and your point of impact changes very little.
Yeah.
Or not at all. I don't know. I've never ran into that. I've gotten it to a point where my point of impact changes very little, but never dead on.
There's videos on it, and Paige has a good one, but I could literally, like, I showed someone the other day, it's like I literally have my bow just insanely torqued.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, you just realign the peep with the sight housing, go through your shot function, or, go through your whole shot process, and it's going to still hit an X. Ooh, I don't like those ones.
Oh, I shot the same target. Look at that, 2x10.
Nice. 2x10 on
Which that would technically be a 0 in competition, but shows how much I shoot paper.
Actually, I think it's still score, because as long as you shot 3 arrows, you're good.
Perhaps I should put a 3D target out here. How'd you do? You got 5 X's?
I don't know. That one's pushing it. But I like these bails. This is the worst part about having a bail like this. Like, if it was to be pushed flat again and it was on a foam target, it may have cracked that line. I'll take the 5.
I'm gonna say it's a 5.
I won't disagree. I don't even know where I'm at right now, because I got my lines all mixed up. All right, 200. I have a couple more ends, so I'm down too many X's. I'll tell you that much. But whatever. You are gonna grab a 3D target, huh?
No.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot going on in the target world. It's I don't know. I feel target guys kind of also drive some of what happens in hunting, but I don't know. Just you're there for money, really, at the end of the day. So it's just you're gonna shoot or set up the best and most forgiving equipment that you can possibly do, and I don't know. I feel like most of those guys are pretty quiet. Like Gillingham's awesome, but it's just like I don't see anything that's like revolutionary. That's just crazy. There is Kenny Tran with his cyber sight, though.
Okay, so that's going to transition us into the next topic that I want to talk about, and that's the hottest gear that's currently being discussed right now. And I also thought maybe we could touch a little bit on Jamie's Lucky Shot scopes there too, because those are pretty rad. But yeah, what are you seeing right now as far as the hottest gear? I mean, it goes without saying that the Victor and the Float, number 1, number 2.
Yeah.
Tied for number 1 maybe.
Is pretty huge, yeah.
QDX has been pretty popular too, but aside from that, we've talked plenty about that. What other things are you seeing, or did you see at ATA that really piqued your interest, or even just has anything launched since then that's got you really excited?
Excited for this one, maybe not. Interested, yes. It's our competitor's Arrow Rest. It was nice of them to copy almost exactly what we already came out with the year before. So they have one little bolt that's different that I truly love, and I'm like, hats off to them. Beyond that, yeah, all is right in the world right now. Now that they came out with the rest, that's the same price almost. So beyond that, since there's a lot of buzz around that, I already have an arrow loaded. I was waiting so much for that heat. So specialty peeps. So that is the big thing in target archery, I guess. Actually, that is a really big one. We've always had, like what I have going on now, I have an 8-power lens. I can't see a thing down there, but that's because my clarifier is not strong enough. But I would prefer to see my pin because I have astigmatism and glasses. I'm just super special person over here. So I would prefer to see my pin. So I'm okay with seeing nothing at all other than blue and white. Dang near looks black and white or red and yellow. But Specialty came out with a peep called the Stack It. You can use a verifier and a clarifier. So now us target guys can see both the target and the pin, supposedly. I have one on order.
And I'll be getting one as well.
Andrew said they are a few months out, so whatever. I'll keep running the way I have for years for now.
Not sure why it suddenly identified your foot as your face, but
nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Irish Setter.
This thing is cool.
So anyway, other hot things at the show.
Well, real quick, that Stack It. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting one as well. Like it was a very timely launch for them because my vision is starting to kind of rapidly change right now. I guess I maybe need to eat some more carrots or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's changing pretty quickly, and so I'm finding that I'm having a more difficult time. And it's probably all the screen time that I have in front of a computer.
I was thinking that.
But it's like when I try to shift my vision from a screen to like something else, it's like, whoa, and I can't see stuff as far away as I used to. I'm having to wear readers now.
Oh, wow. Look at you go.
Well, and I just can't get in the habit. Like I hate carrying them around. I have like 7 pairs all in different places so that they're just there right there for me. But I don't want to take the time to put them on. So I just sit there and struggle to try to read something. Like I'm moving it back and forth, and it's just like, I don't know, it's frustrating. So I'm excited about that Stack It peep. I think it'll be really cool. I can't wait to get one. Moving on.
I wish I had my binos right now. It's either 5Xs or it's 4. Not doing good on the 5X game today. Not an excuse, but an excuse. My back's a little sore. Been doing a lot of shooting, getting ready for all these tournaments. So, yeah. Just to come in 5th or something. I mean, some position that no one remembers you for. But anywho, there's a lot going on in the sights industry. I feel like dials been there, they're relevant, but you got 2 that went south of the border. Come on, 2 X's dropped, 2 that are like inside out. I'm not Bodie Turner, okay. So anywho,
Dark Owl picking it up.
Dark Owl Archery, hello.
I don't know what's going on with this thing.
Dark Owl Archery, been seeing a lot about that. I don't know a lot about them, just another sight brand. And then,
well, are they actually doing sights now, or is it because it started with scopes?
Oh yeah, they're doing sights too.
Okay.
They started with scopes, yeah, and I feel like it's just another scope, whatever. I mean, this is a terrible plug for these companies because I don't know a lot. Yeah, I have 4 more ends. 4 more ends to a 300 that looks a little gross. Anywho, Dark Owl Swift, I think it's called Swift Sights or Swift something. And then we've got like our very own Jamie Belisle. He's kind of working through a patent process, I guess making sure, talking to lawyers, making sure he's good on selling his site, just because I don't know if I can even use the word that starts with an M. Modular.
I don't
know.
Modular is.
It's an adjustable scope.
Yeah.
Where
I don't know if you can show it there.
I can't show it the way it's set up technically.
Okay.
But yeah, he's making sure he can actually sell it and not get sued or cease and desist at the very least. Just because there's other sites out there that kind of are similar, but what I love about Jamie, to go off on a rant here, because I do know more about his than Dark Owl, than Swift, whatever else. Swift is cool. You move your sight down and your pins move with it. Jamie is trying to make accessible archery for all. So, yes, is it 3D printed at the moment? Yes. But I already said I wait years to go and buy used things. Jamie is making it so you can wait 0 years and go and get yourself a awesome scope with whatever pin configuration you want. And his main thing is, again, for all, if you have a hunting site you want in particular, but you want his style scope with certain colors, you can do that. If you want, my big thing was target, getting a target scope with his pin configuration that I love. It's much easier to get into than some of these companies charging the way they do. And then there is, I already said it earlier, Cyber Sights. I think it's Cyber Sight.
Yeah.
And that's Kenny Tran, another local guy. Very cool. I think he's going to need a lot of help marketing that, only because I don't know what he has to get himself out there. But Colby Hanley actually had something like it. Mm-hmm. But Kenny was the first to do it. I'm going to stick to that. And it's an electronic level in your sight.
Yeah, it's pretty slick. There's LEDs in your scope ring,
yep.
Right? And then as you level it, the LEDs change color. I don't know. I don't remember specifically what colors they change or how they change or how.
And he has a sight so you can adjust, like if you want purple to green or something.
Okay.
Is it looking at you?
Yeah, I don't know why
man?
It's doing that.
So yeah, you can adjust the
technologies.
colors and everything else.
So yeah, I mean, happy to plug him. Go check him out at, what is it, Cyber Sight?
I think it's, yeah.
On Instagram, I know he's on there.
Yeah, on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, you should at the very least Google some of these guys: Lucky Shot Archery, Dark Owl, Swift Archery or Swift Sights, Cyber Sight or Cyber Sights. You'll find them. Getting down there. Back is like, please let me be. What did you see that was at the show? I guess if you have something else.
I didn't walk around the show very much.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't see like a heck of a lot. That was just like.
And.
Other than specialty.
One of the things I think that really kind of piqued my interest the most is there's another bowstring manufacturer out there that is making an effort to create a new string material and new serving materials. And they're actually partnering with BCY. BCY is going to manufacture it for them. I don't know if they're gonna, I don't know exactly how that all works. I sat down and had a discussion with them for a little while, and it's always really refreshing to sit down with a competitor and have like an understanding and having a conversation in that, like, we both understand and realize that right now, as far as the bowstring fiber market goes, is it's sort of monopolized. I don't know if that's a strong word or not.
Yeah, I think it's 100% true.
Part of it makes
Everyone
things,
knows it's just BCY.
Yeah, and it makes it difficult because we have no leverage. We have no, it's just we're subject to whatever is available, and turnaround times and all of that. So it makes it kind of difficult to make yourself stand out. So it was really cool to have that conversation with those guys, and they're just like, hey, we'd like to get you some samples, and if this is something you want to offer your customers, let's make it happen. So I'm like, it sounds pretty cool. So I guess that was kind of the one thing. I sat down with those guys and chatted for a while, we got to have a little bit of fun. There was another one of our string competitors had a seminar for dealers.
Oh, yeah.
And so you and I attended that, and I think that was kind of interesting. I try to put myself in their shoes and wonder how that would feel to be up there giving a presentation, and all of a sudden the
competition walks in.
Two of the lead guys for your competition walk in and sit down and take notes. How that would change things, but it was just we just want to see. That's the thing is the best way to get back some of your market share is to understand your competition and what they're doing. And so I think it's a fair play, and I wouldn't have been upset if it happened to us, And in any case, that was kind of cool to kind of dive in a little bit and see what's going on there. But other than that, that's about it. I think we touched on everything as far as what we wanted to talk about. I'm pretty much done shooting. My shoulder is
I bet you're just
completely
dying.
shot.
I'm at like arrow. What is this? I shot 3 ends I think before we started. So I'm already.
But this is really good. I'm glad we're getting back into the, into shooting a little bit. I don't get a lot of time to shoot, and so this kind of forces me to put my bow in my hands and shoot and have these discussions and talk about it and work out all the kinks and quirks and stuff that's potentially going on with either my body or my equipment,
Oh. Yeah, we're kind of fortunate that the shop is slower at the moment. We had a couple of interruptions, but it's slow as it could be, I guess.
For a Friday, I'll take it.
Yeah. I'm loving this opportunity right now. I have my target from last night, up there along with this morning. And I always, in a competition, try to take top first. And I'm finishing on top here. Because usually, in the past month though, I have been shooting a ton of arrows. So I'm not as tired as I typically am, but.
So Peter, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in on Saturday.
Yeah, no.
You could. And why don't you come in on Sunday too? We fall way behind. We got a lot of paperwork to do. We got a lot of TPS reports we need to get caught up on. So thank you.
Always the TPS reports.
Check out this mug, y'all. My mortgage broker gave me this after I bought my house. It's the most ridiculous mug I've ever seen. This dude's crazy. Every year he sends me a card, and in the card he's got one of those fake $20 bills. Like his business card is in there, and it's a fake folded $20 bill that you can throw on the ground.
Dude, that's actually genius.
It's brilliant.
I was gonna say, what a dick,
It's
but
brilliant.
At the same time, that is brilliant.
I've got a few people in the shop with that. They're like, they think that's a legit 20, and they're like, oh man, it's Mark Meter.
So
he used to send out a newsletter called the Meter Reader.
That's a good one.
Anyway. There you go.
Yeah.
It's amazing what can happen when I'm not in your face with a mug of coffee.
Well, Glenn is here yesterday, and he's like, we need to be messing with you and everything else. So this is all good. It's like Daryl, he'll be like coughing in the background and he's just like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, dude, you need to practice with distraction because if I somehow squeaked out this X on the bottom right, like that's grand. When Rick's talking about TPS reports in my right ear, yeah, I did. So 5X right there.
Nice. See, you need the pressure.
Last end coming up. My body's just ready to be done with this.
Well, we may as well, let's just finish this out. Huh?
Yeah.
We'll just get it done.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't really shoot. Like, I've been shooting a ton. I've only shot maybe 4 60 arrow games in the last month, maybe 5. But I've shot 60 plus arrows in a day, just not a consecutive game. And these last like 3 ends, it's just like, oh my gosh. It's a lot of shooting for just right in a row, like ready to be done. Three spot targets are so much more fun.
Well, before you shoot, I'm gonna put this down by the target. Let's see how you do. Nice. So let me ask real quick on your rest. You have it in the static target position, so you're not shooting off the spring?
Correct. Yeah, I have it buried where I've got our target static screw installed. I have, again, all me being me, wait years to buy things, whatever. When these guys see my rest, my hunting rest is not even a fully functioning Victor still.
Or you're talking about, it's like version 2.3.
Yeah, like it was not a final
4.
version. I don't even have the spring tension adjustment. It doesn't work. The pin in it to like stop the upward angle of the blade, that is some ratchet put together freaking weird pin. So this target rest, same kind of thing. It's got a lot of flaws. Can you see the Victor? It's like barely etched on there.
Etched funky, but
it has the original target screw too, where you had to take the whole flippin'
activation cord adapter or whatever.
Yeah, like the axle housing, almost whatever you call it, off.
Well, and to me, that's a testament to the latest product that we actually took to market, right? Because we know that several iterations before the final works just fine if you're privy and know what's going on with the product and how it functions. But there's certain features that we need to make as foolproof as possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's where corrections get made, because I'm very particular about all kinds of little things, even right down to having all of the hardware be the same Allen key, because you're creating friction in the tuning process by having to use multiple different Allen keys to do different functions, right? So I think it's unavoidable to have all the features that you want. I think it's unavoidable in regards to different Allen key sizes, but when it comes to tuning, like your elevation and your windage lock screws, they have got to be the same Allen key.
Yeah.
You can't be messing around with that, right? But if it's a different feature, like our variable launcher angle, that's different, because I'm not going to be making that adjustment every time during my tuning process. Oh. By the way, nice shooting. I think you got it.
4X, missed it.
Oh,
way
dude.
too wide, yeah.
Well,
4X finish, but
that's what happens. I was talking.
But a 300 nonetheless. I'll have to count up how many misses here. It's an ugly target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh boy. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 down. Wow. That's dirty.
Down. Well, that's right.
dirty.
You got to get those bugs out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, that's the end of this episode. Good shooting, Hollywood, under pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
a lot of distractions.
Yeah, a lot of distraction. It's not your typical way of shooting, and so
No.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
yeah.
crazy. We were able to last a full 60-euro game, and there it was.
There it was.
But in the end, our rest works no matter what. But we just keep making it better.
Mm-hmm.
That's our job.
Yep.
So
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, if you guys have any questions or concerns or anything, be sure to reach out to, you can email me at rick@vaportrailarchery.com. If you have any issues with your arrow rest, Rory at vaportrailarchery.com is your guy. And, of course, you've got Wood at vaportrailarchery.com as well. If you just even want to just drop a line and say, hey, or like I said, if you have any questions. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Arrow Loose, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Range Podcast, our Arrow Loose special, or special edition oh my God.
the Arrow Loose version loose arrow. We got some loose arrows.
This is horrible. But anyways, so yeah, and with that, we're going to pack up our bows and arrows, and we are, I guess,
let's go watch some freaking hockey, man.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
USA.
Peace.
Vapor Trail is now offering an exclusive discount to the Range Podcast listeners. Enter promo code TRP15, that's TRP15, at checkout for 15% off VTX bowstrings and Vapor Trail and Stokerized branded t-shirts, hats, and other gear.